What's up, everybody, and welcome back. Quick little dive in here because this week at CES, Intel announced their next generation processor. We've known about it. It's called Ice Lake, and we know that it's built on 10 nanometers. Now, this may not sound like a big deal, but this actually really is. And I don't say this too often, but this is going to be the processor that you're going to want to upgrade to when it becomes available later this year. If you're sitting on the fence right now about upgrading, I personally would be holding off only because of what I'm hearing about it, what Intel has told us, some insider information about it. And so the next generation processor called Ice Lake is going to be built on 10 nanometers, Gen 11 graphics. Now, what does that mean? And so I'm hearing that on the U series processors, the Intel U series for this generation, the performance on the graphics side is going to be about 2.5 times better than what we currently have. And on the Y series side, it could be up to 2.8 times better. And that is a significant jump. But more importantly, what I'm hearing is that you might be getting up to almost 2 hours of better battery life with a U series chip. Now, the reason for that is because they're shrinking the die. 10 nanometers is better than what they were using previously, and it becomes more power efficient. It's not only more power efficient, but it's also more powerful too. And the big thing here also as well is Thunderbolt 3. Thunderbolt 3 being built in, makes me happy down into my bones, because this means we're going to be able to use things like external GPUs if you're using Type-C, as long as vendors aren't dumb and neuter this, because they will actually actively have to try to remove this stuff from their devices, which I can't imagine them doing. But Thunderbolt 3 is going to be a big deal. Coming in USB Type-C form factor to everybody on every device is going to be game-changing, because, like I said, imagine using a device like the Surface Pro 7 with an external GPU. That is kind of the dream. That's very similar to what we see with the Surface Book 2, where you have the clipboard thing and then kind of an external GPU and Microsoft's not hacked together, but constructed devices. But imagine now you just go buy a Surface Pro 7, you have an external GPU, it just works, and you have a very powerful machine. I'm very, very excited about this. Wi-Fi 6, which is really just 802.11ax. More importantly, as well, on the graphics side, 4K and 5K HDR rendering support. This will be hardware accelerated is what I'm hearing. And this is going to be huge for playback, because right now when you go to playback that high resolution video, it really chomps on the battery and the processing for that matter. And so I know Ice Lake is going to be a very substantial upgrade, and it's been something Intel has been working on for a very long time. It's been delayed numerous times at the company, and it really kind of screwed up some of their plans because of how long it's taken to develop this. But I truly believe that provided the performance meets the expectations that the Intel is setting, that this is going to be a very big deal, and you should be excited about this stuff. We still got to wait more until Intel gets out some samples, which isn't going to happen until later this year, actually quite a while, I believe. But this is the chip that I'm waiting for. I'm not going to upgrade anything until we start getting Ice Lake stuff out from the desktop and obviously the laptop, because it's going to be a big, big deal. Now, the question is, who's going to be upgrading to it? I haven't heard explicitly if the next generation Surface Pro 7 is going to be running Ice Lake. Microsoft is very sketchy on committing to brand new Intel stuff after they got burned so badly on Skylake. So we will see what happens in the next generation Surface Pro, and it pains me, but I could see them delaying this in favor of another Intel chip only until the next generation, only because you think about it, Microsoft is changing up the form factor, making the bezels thinner. They don't really necessarily need all this stuff to sell the next generation Surface Pro. If you think about it from a marketing perspective, just changing the physical footprint is good enough, because it'll look different. It'll have slightly better performance, but if they hold out on Thunderbolt 3, I'll be quite upset. I know that it's going to have USB Type-C, but we don't know yet if it's going to have Thunderbolt 3, because we don't know what chipset Microsoft is going to be running with, and it may not be Ice Lake, because they're very nervous about this. That being said, now that Intel is out of the gate talking about it publicly, talking about release dates, they must be confident that they are going to hit the fall release, which makes me optimistic that Microsoft will run with Ice Lake. Now, that being said, Microsoft is also working on an AMD-based Surface Laptop. I'm still hearing this. It's based on the Picasso, which is 12 nanometers in design. It's also got improved frequency, improved multi-threaded GPU performance, and it's still targeted for Q4. So we might be seeing this kind of mishmash of Surface products running different upcoming silicon for the CPU and GPU. It's going to be very interesting to see how Microsoft navigates this water from a marketing perspective, because it looks like AMD Picasso may be a lower priced offering based on what we're seeing today. I don't know. There was rumors at one point that it was going to be the higher end SKU, but that doesn't really quite fall into the narrative that we typically hear, that Intel has better performance, AMD offers better value. Either way, having an AMD option for the Surface Laptop is very enticing, because it gives everybody on Team Red who likes their brand an option in the Surface family. I'll be curious to see what Microsoft does, but that's just a little bit more insight about what is happening with Intel, what is happening with the Surface Laptop. And as always, hit that subscribe button. We got a lot more coming, talking about some Xbox stuff coming up here, some games. I know everybody keeps asking me what are Scarlet games that are going to be coming. I don't know a ton, but I do know a little bit that's going on. And with that, guys, I'll catch you next time.